we're dealing with health now, okay? I know when we talk about health on Wake Up Nigeria, you expect to see a doctor, but it's from a totally different angle today because our guest is Toyin Lolu Ogunmade. She is the founder of Precious Conceptions, Nigeria's famous holistic family building consultancy for couples trying to conceive while, well, she will be joining us to share her surrogacy experience. Now, just for a bit of background, I should let you know that Toyin has a burning desire to demystify infertility and eradicate the societal stigma attached to it through advocacy, education, and awareness. So great to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you.
I had to take that deep breath because I'm trying to process where to start from. Because surrogacy, especially in the African society, is seen as almost a taboo. Like, why would you expect someone to carry your baby for you? But let's start from the very beginning. What factors would lead to someone considering surrogacy?
Okay, so first, surrogacy is when you employ the services of a third party, usually a woman that has had a child, a living child, to carry a pregnancy for you because you are not able to do so yourself. So there must be a health reason. It's not basically because of vanity.
It's not fashionable.
It's not fashion. Every woman wants to get pregnant and carry a child. Now, some do it because of vanity, but basically because there's a health issue. So it's either the womb is not competent enough, or the person has had recurrent miscarriages. Or there has been post-surgery complications, like post-fibroid surgery complications.
Or failed IVF.
Or, that is one of the reasons. But usually the reason is there's something wrong with the uterus, or there's something wrong with the woman herself, and she is not able to carry a pregnancy to term.
Is psychological reason also acceptable? Like if the woman probably isn't psychologically ready, she wants a baby, but she doesn't think she has that emotional strength to carry the pregnancy. Is that usually allowed?
Well, it is once in a while, because you come across people that have phobias. And they have a reason for that. Maybe they've had some trauma, in times past. But then for some of them, we walk them through counseling and they're able to overcome this and they go through pregnancy themselves. But for some, they have shut down. And the only way around it is to employ a gestational carrier.
So when you find out that you have no option and then you've decided, okay, I have to get a gestational carrier, what are the things you need to know?
Okay, so you can either do this on your own by yourself, or you go through your hospital, or you go through an agency that can help you. Three choices. If you're going to go through it yourself, like I did, it could be a bit challenging because you need to know what to look out for. Even if you're using an agency, at least you need to know what they are doing on your behalf. So primarily, the woman must have had a living child. That's
to reduce the attachment she would have with the baby when she gives birth.
Yes, and also to prove that she can carry a pregnancy to term without any complication. Okay, so that is primary. Second thing is she must be of the reproductive years. Now, you can jumpstart the uterus at any point in time, but it's always advisable to use a younger woman, preferably between age 25 and age 39, 40, because you're sure she's not
I'm happy you mentioned that, because I've actually heard a story of a lady who asked her mom to help her. So her mom did help her carry her baby.
That's why I said you can jumpstart.
You can jumpstart.
In extreme cases, you can do that. But preferably when a woman is younger, it's advisable, it's better. Because then she will most likely not have pregnancy complications like diabetes or hypertension or things like that. So it's usually advisable. Then, of course, she must have clean health records. She'll go through health screening. She'll go through psychological...
All of this paid for by you?
By the couple. And then background checks. You want to know who you are working with, whether she has any criminal record or whether she has a verifiable address. So we go through all of those security checks. If you're using a hospital, you will believe that your hospital would have done that for you. If you're using an agency, you would want to believe the agency
that all of those
have
been done. But if you're doing it yourself,
you have
but which one would you advise? I know quite well that you did it yourself, but would you have preferred using an agency or going to your
I did
hospital?
it with the help of my hospital, actually, because I was in India and I didn't know India at all that time.
Okay.
So I used an Indian surrogate.
Okay.
So I worked with my hospital,
Okay.
but then I had to screen the women they presented to me.
Okay.
And I made that decision with the help of my doctor.
Okay.
But what we do now is we take on that responsibility for the families because, hey, this person is going through a distress already.
Yes.
She knows she can't
You don't want
carry.
to add to it.
You don't want to add to it. So you try to take it away from them as much as possible.
Now that we've established the things you need to know if you want to get a surrogate, how do you create a healthy relationship with that surrogate without crossing lines?
Okay. So what we have in Nigeria is usually an anonymous kind of service.
Oh, wow,
so
really?
You don't know your surrogate mother.
Huh?
Some people request for an open relationship,
Okay.
but open relationship is managed and controlled and dictated by the hospital or the agency. In my own case, I had an open relationship all through. I knew my surrogate. She was with me all through. You know, so she became my best friend for 9 months, for 10 months. She became my best friend. She lived in the hospital all through. We got a room for her in the hospital. I had a fantastic relationship with her, and I always want people to do that. Do you understand? Because you connect. You have this baby growing. You're not the one carrying. So how do you bond? How do you connect? Now, I tell people you're investing your emotions. It's not just your finances. You're investing your emotions, and you're connecting with that unborn child, although another person is carrying.
Yeah.
So in my own case, we had an open relationship. She is Gujarati. She speaks Hindi, Gujarati. I speak English, but we connected, we spoke, we communicated.
Wow.
It was awesome.
As much as I would like for us to continue this conversation, I just want to touch on one last thing.
Yes.
What budget should someone create if they want to have a surrogate?
In Nigeria?
Yes.
Plus IVF, plus legal fees, plus just surrogate care.
Yeah.
Prepare for like 8-9 million.
8-9 million,
yes.
Including what you paid the surrogate.
Yes, prepare for like an 8-9 million.
Wow, isn't it? When you're able to have a child naturally, believe me, you don't know the struggle so many other people go through. Thank you so much for coming to share this. I really appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, it's time for us to take a break. We'll be back. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit.